Hey, young professional power women, it's your girl A. Jane coming to you on this Monday afternoon from my childhood bedroom. I was here, happened to be in the neighborhood visiting my grandma, and thought, my bedroom that I spent most of my childhood years in was one of the key places that developed my personal brand and who I am. So why not come to the Power Woman crew this week with an update from that very spot. So first things first, I haven't done a video update in probably like 3 months or more. So I wanted to change things up this week and wanted to thank all of you women who have recently joined the crew for doing so. You've joined at a really, really exciting time in this movement that I dreamt up, and I'm looking forward to sharing so many valuable resources with you, resources that I discovered through my journey to sort of professional game killing the game professionally. And so much of it is really about who you are and about self-awareness. That's really what personal branding is at its core. And so I'm just really excited to bring you lots of resources related to self-awareness, personal branding, and of course, career advancement through those tactics. So thank you, thank you. There's so much exciting stuff coming with the relaunch of A. Jane Writes next week, and so many really powerful stories that you're going to have the chance to experience and be inspired by, and lots of valuable practical takeaways from those stories as well, from the women that I've had the opportunity to work with during my first year in business, and hopefully inspire you to take those and apply them on your own, and also perhaps work with me to apply them in a bigger way and really own your expertise and your brilliance and your passions to get where you want to go professionally, and to do that not when you're 45 or 50 and earned your way there or worked your way there, but now, because you have the power to do that right now in your early 20s, early 30s. It's a really exciting time in the career landscape, especially for women and young women. So you're in the right place, and thank you for being here. So today, instead of doing a written blog post, which is my area of the most comfort and what I love kind of doing the most, just because I'm a writer and that's my thing, I wanted to bring a video message to you because, like I said, I was here and thinking about the meaning of my childhood and the place where I grew up, and all the different activities and people and ideas and inspirations that surrounded me during my youth and my adolescence. And I want to challenge you this week to think about those things in your youth and your adolescence. So the blog posts that I've shared with you over the past few weeks have been about different fun, small elements of your personal brand. So if you'll remember last week, or actually the week before last, we talked about your favorite cocktail and what that might mean about you and who you are. We talked the week before that about your favorite movie or TV show or popular media and what that has taught you and how that's inspired and shaped you. The week before that, we kind of went along the same theme and talked about sort of your dream organization, your dream corporation that, regardless of any other factors, that you just be so stoked to have a career with. So you'll remember the example of Megan, who has just absolutely been obsessed and enamored with everything Disney since she was 2 years old, and came to me ready to craft an application for a position with Disney in her area of expertise. And so you saw that example of of a personal brand and how she had used that very, very early on fascination to build her story and build sort of an argument, an effective pitch as to why she was the ideal fit for a position with Disney. So along the lines of all those little pieces, I know you might have been thinking, why does my favorite cocktail matter? Or, my favorite TV show or movie. But the reason those things matter is because they are part of who you are, and they have shaped you in some way. And so personal branding at its best is really pulling those things apart and thinking about who you are because of them. So I thought my childhood bedroom would be the ideal place to kind of bring that back even further in your personal history and think about your childhood. And as children, we are free to, explore and be interested in all of the things that the beautiful, world out there has to offer us, as far as learning and thinking ideas and, just themes about life and the people that we want to be when we grow up. And so today I have a few questions for you related to your childhood and inspired here by my childhood bedroom, my childhood home. The first is to think about what you loved, what subjects you loved in school. What did you excel at in school? And, coming home to your childhood bedroom and doing your homework, what did you just totally nail and love and look forward to, versus, maybe the stuff that wasn't as pleasant for you to do. Let's not think about the unpleasant stuff. Let's think about what was really favorable, what was really, it just felt natural. It wasn't difficult. It was, thrilling to do. For me, it was language arts, homework, grammar, spelling, writing essays. All of that was like so fun for me. And so that, thinking through that as I started to think about who I wanted to be as an adult, was just a logical fit. So the first question is, what subjects did you excel in school? And even past excelling, because sometimes we may excel at something, but it just might not really be our passion. It just might come easy. What did you just look forward to doing? What was really genuinely enjoyable for you when it came to your schoolwork? So think about that, and then think about, as you move forward in your elementary, junior high, high school career, how that may have dictated what you went to college to study. What did you go to college to study, is question number 2. Or what are you going to college to study? Because those two things, what you excelled at and genuinely enjoyed in school and what you majored in college, are important sort of brain-sided elements of your personal brand. Now, on the other side is the heart-sided, on the other side are the heart-sided pieces of your personal brand. And so, your brain is obviously forming and developing and growing as a child, but your heart also pulls you in a lot of different directions and inspires you in a lot of different ways, even as a young child and an adolescent. So when you think about your heart, I want you to think about the things you have simply loved since childhood. Not necessarily correlated to a specific subject in school. Maybe it's just something you saw on TV, something you read about, something you experienced with your family. What have you simply loved doing or reading about or experiencing, or, lending your time to, or just exploring since you were a child? What have you loved since your childhood? Where did you spend time volunteering? I know I volunteered as a candy striper in a hospital. as a high schooler. Where did you do those types of things, and how did those types of things shape you and help you to learn, who you were and maybe who you were not, and where you were meant to do your work in the world, and on the flip side, maybe what you didn't really like or where you weren't really super passionate about, as far as volunteering and lending your efforts to a certain cause, or type of work, or type of population. And then just how you spent your free time. I'm sure you had a lot more of it as a child, and an adolescent in your early years. And how did you spend it? You had hours and hours on weekends. Maybe you couldn't drive yet. Money was limited, if you grew up in a situation similar to mine, but you had simple pleasures that you just loved spending your time, enjoying. And those are really telling of who you are, and so many times we grow up, we get a job that maybe goes along with our major and some of the types of work we did in college, or maybe the work our family has done historically, or something along those lines. And we might forget what really at our core simply makes us happy. And so today, my challenge to you is to think about those things. Think through these questions that I posed to you, and think about how these pieces of your younger self can be infused into who you are now to increase your level of professional fulfillment and increase the impact you're having on the world. So again, thank you so much for opening up this email and watching today. I'd love for you to share Aging Rights with your friends as we ramp up for the relaunch next week. And you are right where you need to be. And thank you so much for trusting in me to help you as your right-hand woman in getting there. I love you, and I will talk to you soon.